I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be at 10. Okay, so anyhow, welcome to the channel. Thank you all for listening. I want to talk to you about Neville Goddard's concept of the operant power, but also tie that with the storyline of the Barbie story, right? So again, if you haven't seen the movie, I apologize. I'm going to spoil it for you. But really, the long and the short of the storyline is that Ken is trying to find out who he is, right? This is part of the storyline, at least, okay? And so he's trying to find out who he is, right? And then he can't seem to separate himself from Barbie, right? And so at the end, Barbie does this whole kind of like diatribe where she says, listen, you need to be just Ken, which is enough, right? But then also realizing that he needs to find out who he is apart from Barbie, right? Because him just being Ken is just enough. And so Neville has this concept, which is being the operant power. So if you are trying to manifest and you say, I can manifest as long as I do this, right? Meaning as long as I do 100 affirmations, as long as I rub a crystal, as long as I go to church on Sundays, then you're not the operant power, right? Then you are kind of like Ken is, where he's constantly looking for his purpose, right? And sense of self through something else. And so that's the first and foremost thing that I really want you to get here, is that the operant power means it's you. And just you is just enough, right? So you are enough. But, sorry, that was really corny. But anyhow, I do want to make the point here that the operant power, first and foremost, is understanding that there is a responsibility, right? And even Barbie says this to Ken, right? Essentially, I mean, like basically, like you have to start taking responsibility, and there's more to you than just beach, right? So let me say it this way to you, okay? There's more to you than just an achieved desire, right? There's more to you. And being the operant power is about understanding your divinity within, understanding what it means to be the operant power. So you have to accept that. And the crazy thing is that a lot of people will jump in and out of manifestation, or even jump in and out of Neville's work, because they think that being the operant power is, I'll manifest this and I'll just leave everything else alone and I'll wait until something, bad happens and then I'll use it again. Well, the operant power, as Neville really wants to define it, is that this is all about awareness, right? And all about consciousness, or God, or love, or, source, or whatever you want, right? But you're it. Like, you are it. You are awareness. You are consciousness. Yes, we're in these skin avatars, right? But at the end of the day, we have to awaken. And so for him, the way in which Neville argues when we use this, as in the tools and the ability to manifest, is that it's to awaken. Awaken to what? Awaken to more and more realization that we are God, that we are the operant power. But if you go and just use this as and when you want, and as and when, right, you want to get something, which is a very consumer model to spirituality anyways, which means, hey, it's just about me and I just want to use it just for myself. And yes, Neville does say be selfish, but I think people really misunderstand what he means. He's not referring to the ego. He's referring to the self, right? And the same with Esther Hicks and many other people in manifestation communities who don't explain this. The self is referring not to the ego, not to the outside, not to you with history and feelings and emotions and a childhood. It's referring to the inner self without all those labels. So yes, be selfish, grow yourself, use this every day, use the tool, use all of the different tools that Neville offers, and build the life that you want. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. So don't hear me saying that. But know that you are also more than your circumstances. That's another thing here, right? So being enough, right? I'm sorry, that's really cheesy. But basically being enough means I am more than my circumstances. I am the operant power, which means I am the creator of these circumstances. And that's why it's important to take responsibility and say, okay, if I'm able to create these, then I'm able to actually find solutions and build out strategies within, using things like states akin to sleep and affirmations and vision boards and whatever else it is that makes you come alive, right? To get you to where you are the person who has the desire that you want. So I wanted to do a little short clip, jump in and share with you what operant power means. More to come. Thank you so much for your time. Much love. Talk to you soon.